So imagine you're just sitting at your desk, right? And you're seamlessly scrubbing through this massive 4K video file.
Yeah, totally fluid.
No, zero lag. Exactly. Every single mouse click is instant. The screen is, well, it's absolutely flawless, but the actual computer doing all the heavy lifting?
It's nowhere near you.
Right. It's sitting in some server room like half a kilometer away. Welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is to decode the exact tech that makes that scenario possible.
And it's a pretty fascinating piece of tech, honestly.
It really is. We are pulling from a pretty dense product page from HDTVSupply today, looking at a true powerhouse. It's the Smart-AVI X2X-KHX300 UHD IP KVM extender with matrix switching and multiviewer.
Yeah, I mean, that is a massive name. But for a device that essentially just makes physical distance completely irrelevant in high-end computing.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah,
Because the easiest way to understand this device is to think of it as a digital nerve center.
I like that analogy.
Yeah, it basically allows any receiver on your network to view or just completely control any transmitter.
Right, but we should probably clarify early on that this isn't, just some simple cable extender.
Oh, definitely not.
Yeah, this system runs on a Linux-based X2X-KVM manager. So instead of just pushing a signal from point A to point B, that manager allows it to seamlessly orchestrate these highly complex, multi-layered video setups across an entire network.
And to really grasp why you'd even need a dedicated digital nerve center to manage all of that, we have to look at the massive amount of data it has to juggle, right?
Exactly. Pushing a spreadsheet over a network is one thing.
Yeah, but pushing pristine video is a completely different beast entirely.
Oh, the specs are staggering, honestly. It handles uncompressed 4K video at 60 Hertz, complete with high dynamic range, and it's pushing up to 10 gigabits per second.
That is a ridiculous amount of data.
It is. And it also maintains a full 4.4.4 color space.
Okay, wait, let's break that down for a second. So 4.4.4 color space means what exactly for the person actually looking at the screen?
Well, it basically means there is absolutely zero color compression. Like every single pixel gets its own unique color data.
Oh, wow. So no blending or artifacting at all.
None. If you're doing high-end video editing or, say, medical imaging, you really need that absolute accuracy. Plus, it includes a multiviewer KVM with USB 2.0.
Which means what, in practical terms?
It means you can monitor and control several separate machines using just one single keyboard and mouse on one screen.
Okay, so here's where I kind of have to push back a bit. I mean, standard network cables were built for, emails and basic web traffic.
Right, basic office stuff.
Yeah. So pushing uncompressed 4K 60 video over a standard network, it feels like trying to shove a bowling ball through a garden hose.
That's a great way to put it.
Usually, if you try to run a high-res display through a standard network switch, it just crashes or lags terribly.
Yeah.
So what is this device doing differently to avoid bottlenecking?
Well, what's fascinating here is how it actually gets that bowling ball through the hose. It uses this cutting-edge SDVoE technology.
And that stands for software-defined video over Ethernet, right?
Spot on. So instead of just cramming the raw signal down the line, SDVoE mathematically breaks the video data down into these tiny packets. Then it streams it through the network with virtually zero overhead and reconstructs it on the other side.
So it essentially breaks the bowling ball down to the atomic level, passes it through the hose, and just reassembles it instantly.
Exactly. And it does all of that without compromising a single pixel of signal integrity. It also fully supports HDCP 2.2 security protocols, too.
So any protected content you're working with plays flawlessly without getting blocked by security errors.
You got it.
Okay, so handling that much data locally is, an architectural marvel.
Mm-hmm.
But usually the second you try to send a complex data packet across a large building, you get packet loss.
Video stutters, yeah.
Exactly. So how does this system survive a massive journey like that?
By maximizing the physical medium. Over just a standard CT5 cable, it extends those pristine signals up to 100 meters.
That's over 300 feet.
Right. But if you switch to fiber optics, you can push it up to a massive 500 meters. And here's the real kicker. The end-to-end transport latency is under 100 microseconds.
Wait, microseconds, not milliseconds?
Yes, microseconds. That's less than 1/150th of a single video frame.
Wow. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? I mean, if you've ever tried to use a remote desktop connection, you know that horrible floaty feeling, right?
Yeah, where your mouse cursor lags a fraction of a second behind your actual hand movement.
Exactly. And with less than 100 microseconds of latency, that floaty feeling is physically gone. The seamless switching technology ensures that your brain literally cannot detect the delay.
It's instant. You could be controlling a high-powered server half a kilometer away, and it feels exactly like the machine is sitting right under your desk.
That completely changes the entire calculus of IT infrastructure. So to recap the real value here for today's price of $11,189.15, you get real-time, pristine control over vast AV networks.
And that includes a 1-year warranty and free USA shipping, which is nice.
Definitely. It fundamentally changes how we interact with remote machines.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, it proves that the traditional physical barriers of AV control are rapidly vanishing. We just no longer have to be tethered to the physical proximity of our most powerful computers.
And that leaves you with a really interesting question to chew on. If we can now transmit flawless, completely zero latency 4K data over a network half a kilometer away, how long until the concept of local hardware completely disappears from our desks and living rooms?